the blows that killed White, her defense team tried to paint James White, her sort of lover / Bo's daddy, as a jealous man who was upset that his son was having sex with his girlfriend.
Oh my God. She's not she's
rough trade.
She has been rode hard for a very long distance and put away wet. An equine term.
Are you talking like she's been rode from here to China and back again?
and
maybe
put away
a few
wet.
more times.
See,
and
that was
then
the
they
key
put her
part
away
of
wet?
that statement. You did not brush her out, clean her up, get her properly fed and watered before you put her away. No, that horse is looking rough. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, that must be we have to go there and go to the Southern Exposure Club.
Yeah, I really kind of want to go there. Can we have like a road trip where we go check it out?
Oh my God, maybe we'll get some Mountain Murder friends to go with us.
Can we have some bush beer while we're there?
We're going to order only bush beer. Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
Okay.
Okay.
She was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
So, the crazy woman, covered in blood, with one bloody glove, had probably just came from cutting dude up.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's a crazy story.
And then texting her friend, let's party.
Yeah, just let me get a shower.
I don't know why. And this is a horribly tragic situation. But the fact that this bitch is like texting somebody, let's party. I just want to be like, who the fuck do you think you are, Nikki Sixx?
And she's probably covered in blood when she's texting her.
I mean, what the hell?
Oh my God, I bet her friend was something else too.
So, crazy decapitation murder in West Virginia, which brings us to a second story involving decapitation.
Oh God.
We're on a roll tonight.
Okay.
Decapitation.
Oh, no pun
episode.
intended. Oh.
We're going to talk about the West Virginia University Coed killings.
Okay.
Merid Malarick and Karen Farrell were both freshmen at West Virginia University. The pair had gone to the Metropolitan Theater in Morgantown where they had seen the movie Oliver. And this was on January 18th, 1970. There was not much in the way of public transportation during this time, so many of the students were hitchhiking to and from campus. This is 1970. Just after the Summer of Love.
Yeah.
Everybody was, come on, get a free ride.
One is probably easier to get a ride because everybody's stopping and picking up people. Like, yeah, let's ride, let's go. Don't kill me. If you don't kill me, hitchhiker person.
Well, yeah, because this was really kind of before that was a big deal. I mean, kind of Ted Bundy, he was the one that really liked picking up the hitchhikers and kind of made that a thing that people stopped doing. But
yeah, so I say
kind of before that. So this was like thumbing a ride was the normal thing.
But you could really take off from somewhere and get across, halfway across the country in a week.
Yeah, totally.
You totally do it.
Well, the girls were last seen getting into a cream-colored Chevy van with a man who appeared to be in his 40s. Malarick was born in 1950 in Kenlin, New Jersey. She was a Catholic schoolgirl and had attended DePaul High School in Wayne, New Jersey before attending West Virginia University. Karen Farrell, or Farrell, I don't know how you want to say her last name.
Let's say Farrell.
She was a West Virginia native. She was born in 1951 and stayed close to home for college. Now, the two were reported missing, and it wasn't until 88 days later, in April of 1970, that the bodies were found, headless, in a shallow grave about 15 miles south of Morgantown. The bodies were so badly decomposed that the medical examiner could not determine the cause of death, or if the cuts at the neck were even clean cuts.
Oh.
To know what type of weapon might have been used.
Right, that's pretty important.
It took 4 hours to excavate the bodies, which were placed in this sort of side-by-side position in the grave, but yet overlapping each other.
Yeah.
And so they had to be very careful because of the decomposition and the way the bodies were laying to excavate them, trying to preserve what they could.
Yeah, and also keep the remains together, not have them mixed. Isn't it so weird how these victims are often carelessly thrown or away like garbage? But then people, when they find them, they handle them with reverence and like, this is their remains. It's very important and, handle them very carefully.
Yeah. And, a lot of times prosecutors will end up making deals with killers.
Just to get the remains.
Just so that they can get bodies because they know that that's such an important part for families.
It is.
And loved ones to be able to have the remains. You
need to be able to have them back home, back with you. Yeah.
One foot was partially exposed to view, and that's how investigators were able to find the bodies. So, like I said, it was a very shallow type of grave. Farrell's body was undressed from the waist down, and her pelvic area was so badly decomposed, it was basically just a pelvic bone. There was no flesh left.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, the other girl, Malarick or whatever, she actually was dressed. Like, her pants, everything was still on, hadn't been removed.
Okay.
But investigators weren't really able to find out because of the decomposition if she had been sexually assaulted.
Oh, yeah, there's no chance of any of that evidence.
One news article I found from Dominion News stated that the grave resembled a funeral pyre with slabs of stone that had been pulled from a nearby creek, and they had gathered limbs from trees and piled on top of it.
Yeah.
That it looked very much like a funeral pyre.
Well,
whoever the murderer was. Some people thought this meant that it was some type of like ritualistic killing and perhaps involved Satan.
Oh, could it be?
Satan.
Oh my God. Right?
And the heads from the girls were never found. They were never recovered.
Yeah.
The case remained unsolved until January of 1976 when a man being held in New Jersey said he was ready to confess to the crime. Eugene Paul Clausen was charged with the murders and sentenced to life in prison. However, a group has created a whole podcast exploring this case. And if you're interested in checking it out, I think I'm going to actually do a download, listen to this. It's very fascinating to me. It's called the WVU Coed Murders, and they take a look at all the evidence. They, interview detectives who worked the case, newspaper reporters, tons of people, and they basically conclude, from what I understand, in my research, that they don't think Clausen is guilty of the murders.
Oh, wow.
And so they have a few other people that they introduce as suspects. It just sounds really fascinating.
Yeah, I think I'm going to dig into that one.
If you're interested in finding another true crime podcast, this might be a good one to check out.
Yeah, that sounds like I'll tell you what, it's amazing when some of these groups of people because it really does take a team when they dig as deep as they do, get all the paperwork, go through it, hit the ground, go do the leg work of finding people all over the country and getting, face to face with them for interviews and getting their words, and their thoughts on things. It's amazing.
I have an idea, and I think I've shared this with you, Dylan, but I have not shared it with our Mountain Murders audience. I have an idea for a podcast that would be similar to that.
Yeah.
It'd be one case, but it's multi-parts.
Yeah.
True crime, and it's a local story, and it actually involves some of our friends.
Yeah.
So on down the road, you may be getting a second true crime podcast from us.
Yeah, a series.
Yeah,
yes.
Totally.
Yes, that would be very interesting.
That could be something coming down the pipe soon.
That's going to be badass.
Now, don't forget we have our live show coming up on January the 18th at Fleetwood's in Asheville, North Carolina. Tickets are available online. If you go to brownpapertickets.com, you can find those. We also have a Facebook event where there is a link posted in the discussion and you can get tickets there. We've already sold quite a few. If you want to come to the live show, you need to get those tickets now because I have a feeling that they are going to go quick.
Yes, I have a feeling if you show up at the door wanting a ticket, you may not get one.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately
what I'm thinking as well. Because
which is
had
surprising.
A lot of people reach out to me, people I know from out of town who are traveling specifically for the show.
Yeah.
From Raleigh, from South Carolina. I've had folks as far away as like Alabama sending me messages saying, hey, I'm trying to come to the live show.
What the hell?
I know.
That's crazy.
We are going to have a lot of people there. And if you want to see our very first live event, you need to get those tickets and be there. It's an early show. It's at like 5:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
That will give you plenty of time to, if you have a drink or two, sober up. walk around in beautiful West Asheville, enjoy some of the fantastic food, and we may be doing a little after-party bar hopping. So if you want to hang out with Heather and Dylan, feel free to join us for that.
I'm totally excited about it, and it seems to be getting quite a bit of buzz, and it's going to be a wonderful, fun time.
It definitely is. And again, I'd like to give a shout out to our friend Melissa with Model Face Comedy, because she was responsible for getting the show booked for us, helping us put it together. I'm excited. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. And if you can't get enough of us running our mouth, you can pop on over to Patreon and look us up and get extra content for as little as $1. Join our little family over there. And we just have all kinds of different things on there, pictures, videos.
Well, and heading into the new year, 2020, we have some ideas, some things we're planning to do to maybe enhance Patreon a little bit for the people who've signed up. We're talking about possibly doing more videos.
Yeah.
Live types of recordings over there.
We might want to smoke out some of these local locations for some of these cases we've talked about.
Yeah, we've talked about that as well. So lots of stuff in the works. Thanks for listening to Mountain Murders.